Get ready to raise your stick, because you're listening to Merc with a Podcast, episode 112.
Podcast episode 112. I am your Raise a Stick host Corwin, and with me as always is my paper throwing host Scott.
Raise your stick.
What is that from?
Evangelion.
Okay. The Merc with a Podcast is your bi-monthly slave view of all things Deadpool, which is published by Marvel Comics. You can follow your Merc Report to us on Facebook under Merc with a Podcast, Merc WA Podcast on Twitter, or email us at hipsterdaken, that's DAKEN, at gmail.com, and Patch will send us your Hell House facts. So we are back. We got some Deadpool books finally to cover.
For now.
Ooh, ominous.
Yes, and we will find that all out in the news nobody pays attention to. Corwin, we have 10 items to regurgitate. A baker's dozen.
I think you need to learn a definition of that.
Item number 1. Zombie Deadpool with Flying Headpool announced by Sideshow Collectibles will be $270.
How cool does it look?
Pretty cool.
Alright.
Item number 2, Venom Deadpool from Contest of Champions game statue announced by Sideshow Collectibles.
I'm not too thrilled about that one. How does that one look?
Awesome.
It does? Okay.
Item number 3, Deadpool Ghost Rider announced for Marvel Puzzle Quest.
I don't think we've seen that one before, have we?
I think it was made just for the game.
Okay.
Item number 4, Build-A-Bear Pandapool is an online exclusive and will be $40.
Yay! Something for the kiddies.
Pandapool's the best. Item number 5, Neon Genesis Evangelion to get a Blu-ray release sometime in 2021.
Now, which dubbing is this going to be? The Netflix dubbing, or is this the original?
It doesn't say.
Okay, just curious.
Item number 6, Sinister named scariest horror movie ever due to a recent study.
Did we call it? I think we called it.
We love Sinister. If we have to, it is obligated. We talk about that movie once a podcast. Item number 7, Deadline is reporting that the Mali New sisters will be writing the script for Deadpool 3. Feige will also be involved with the film, and the door is still open for David Leitch to return to direct.
Do we know who these Molyneux sisters are?
They're basically known for Bob's Burgers, writing a bunch of episodes there. But they have also apparently turned in a script for the next 21 Trump Street movie.
You know, those movies are actually pretty funny. I don't know if you've seen them.
Yo, he fucked his chief's daughter. He fucked the chief's daughter. So how you feel about this?
I'm curious, very curious how this is going to work out. But I mean, my son loves Bob's Burgers, so I know the comedy part is there. So we just have to see where they go with the story.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of shocking that they didn't get whatchamacallit.
I can't.
Wernick and Reese
I was
back.
about to say I don't know why they wouldn't, but
I would assume maybe Wernick and Reese will just be producing instead.
Or is this a Marvel Studios thing?
Probably is also his Marvel Studios thing.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, item number 8. Deadpool canceled? ?
So there was no book in the February solicits?
Yeah, because I remember tweeting at you earlier. I was like, "Hey, it seems a little bit odd that in January it's $4.99 for that issue, and now it's missing in February solicitation."
Do they have?
And it seems like the January issue, the arc is wrapping up.
Is there a December issue, or are we still going by monthly?
No, there's a
So it
December
just goes
issue
December,
too.
January, and it skips February. But we'll see. February's King in Black is in full swing, so there's a shitload of tie-ins and extra books. So it would be a perfect opportunity for Deadpool to cross over. So it's weird that they would miss that opportunity.
What's King Black or whatever?
King in Black is the return of the symbiote god. Null is coming to Earth. So it's the big, huge Marvel event that's happening in every title.
Oh, cool. We'll just be spread out for 22 issues a month.
22. I don't know. The main book is like 6 issues, but it's not a true crossover like X of Swords, which is fantastically funny. You would actually get a kick out of it. Read it.
Nah,
Read it.
I'm good.
It's not what you think.
I don't. Nah, I don't trust books that are 22
Well, if you
issues
read
long.
all the X-Men books, that's 2 months of X-Men books.
Yeah, nah. Nobody has time for
You
that
suck.
shit. Yeah. So I did tweet at Kelly Thompson from the Merc Twitter account. So maybe we'll get an answer.
It would be sad to see Deadpool go. Well, we'll talk more about this when we cover her next 2 issues.
Item number 9: Deadpool to be guest appear question mark in Savage Avengers in February.
Is that maybe actually even part of the King in Black event?
Now, apparently, he's Conan and Deadpool are going to be infiltrating the Hellfire Club. Yeah, so I'm just saying maybe it's just a one, or it could possibly be joining Savage Avengers. Who knows?
That book isn't. It's very lacking.
And item number 10, Deadpool 30th anniversary may be a thing according to the solicitations.
Yay, 30 years of Deadpool.
Because that's starting with not Deadpool, New Mutants 98. Did you know that more people got COVID in this country than people who actually saw the New Mutants movie?
Well, I mean, pandemic doesn't mean
like math. It's not very hard.
Have you seen it yet?
No. Why would I pay to see that
Watch
movie?
it, man. Wait till it hits a Disney Plus. It's worth a watch. It's not perfect, but it's definitely worth a watch. It's entertaining.
Nah. I listened to the in review. Oh my god, they ranked it the second worst X-Men movie ever.
I doubt that's possible.
Yeah, the first worst is Origins. Then
so
it's
you're
New
telling
Mutants.
me it ranks Dark Phoenix and Apocalypse higher than New Mutants?
No. In the in review video I watched.
Okay.
It's a series, and they covered all the
right,
X-Men
but they
movies.
ranked Dark Phoenix and X-Men Apocalypse higher than New Mutants? Yeah, I don't trust their judgment.
Well, they did say these chuckleheads ranked Dark Phoenix at number 8.
Son. Don't trust their judgment at all.
No, I trust
8 out of 8, you mean?
No, 8 out of 12.
Staunch disagree there.
You know what my favorite part of the New Mutants movie is? How they used footage from Logan.
Well, that makes sense why they did it, but you'd...
Yeah, you know why it makes sense? Because production gave up midway.
It's more than that, but I can't really say without spoiling, so...
Oh, no. Corwin, I knew everything about this movie going in. I was the one who wasn't allowed to say anything.
I'd be interested to see how much of what you saw actually made it to film, or heard about made it to film.
Everything.
Okay.
Yeah, they had to reuse footage. Did you also know that the production company that did the special effects went out of business because of
They
New
went out of
Mutants?
business because of Mutants. I
Yeah,
mean, the effects were pretty decent. They were really good action now that I think about it, especially the last battle and stuff.
yeah. But thanks to New Mutants and that movie being delayed
Oh,
3
it's not the movie's
times.
fault it got delayed.
Yeah, it kind of is because they were actually going to reshoot the whole movie. Did you know that too?
I know there's supposed to be reshoots that never happened, but
Yeah, it never happened. But Fox was actually going to reshoot the whole entire movie because that cut was not very good. The cut that they ended up
you can't say
using.
it's not very good unless you've seen it.
But I'm not going to waste money, time, or bandwidth on it.
I'll mail you my Blu-ray copy.
It might get lost in the mail.
I'm sure it'll find its way back to me. Don't worry.
No, I'm fairly sure if you mail it to me, it's going to go right in the shredder that I have next
You
to my
need to
door.
watch this movie.
Nah, I'm good. You know, I also don't appreciate getting a cease and desist.
You can't blame the movie for that.
That's the thing too.
You can't blame the
everybody.
movie for that.
Actually, I can. It's not a good movie.
You can't say that if you haven't seen the movie.
Actually, I can't say it because according to Rotten Tomatoes, both the critic and audience score is very, very
Anyway,
low.
moving on.
Oof. Yeah. So, be prepared for knowing Marvel. We're probably going to get our eyes gouged by so much Deadpool related
You
shit.
think so?
Oh my god. Yeah. Marvel has a tendency to really milk these anniversaries.
Okay, we'll see.
Okay, let's put this in the book for Monty's prediction.
Sure.
You ready? Do you think we will have a Deadpool here? Well, I'll bring it up. Do you think we will have a Deadpool event in 2021?
No, but we may have a $7.99 anniversary issue.
What was
I
that?
said no, but I think we'll get a $7.99 anniversary issue.
Was that how much? Or was it $9.99? I thought those things were like $10. Remember when we used to get that shit all the time?
I don't remember how much they were. I'd have to look it up. But we'll get like a one shot, I'm sure. And why are we doing what? This is not a month for Monty's prediction, is it?
No, but no. But I thought we would just just make this Deadpool 2021 prediction, not for the 30th anniversary. How many minis do you think?
One, if even that. Deadpool they haven't been doing anything Deadpool lately. I don't even think bringing back Joe Kelly would do anything either.
I'm saying 4.
4 miniseries next year.
Yeah.
Okay, not all at once, just spread out.
Yeah, spread out. Basically, a mini every quarter.
Okay.
Anything else you want to take to the board? Oh, so you think Joe Kelly's going to come back?
I don't even think they would bring him back. I don't think bringing him back would save the franchise right now.
But do you think they're going to bring him back for the $7.99 issue?
That's a possibility if they do a one shot.
That's what I mean. Do you think Joe Kelly's going to come back to write a
yes,
Deadpool?
I would say that's very likely. Or Fabian.
So you think Fabian's coming back
Yeah, I
too?
don't think they'd be able to do an anniversary issue without Fabian.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say Fabian is going to be Cable and Deadpool.
So Kid Deadpool, I mean Kid Cable.
I think if they do the 799 anniversary issue, that Fabian's is going to be gonna have Cable and Deadpool, and he's gonna team up with Riley Brown.
I would pay to see that.
All right, sorry, I'm just adding all this so we can come back to this in a year just to be like, did any of this happen?
That would be it.
But oh my god, remember, wasn't it like in 1 year we got like 3 of those like 799 issues?
Luke Cage and Iron
We got
Fist
like
and Daredevil and some other characters, right?
yeah, we got that. We got like Shakespeare. Remember that bullshit? The Shakespeare issue.
That was during the series, right? Yeah, that was during the run.
Yeah, they decided, oh, we're gonna add this backup of like Deadpool only speaks in Shakespearean or some bullshit, and then I forget what the other one was, but we got like another 799, and you and I were just like, this needs to stop, and it did. But you know what's not stopping Corwin's segue?
Doesn't count as a segue if you say segue. But what is not stopping?
Well, do you remember our friend Vic?
Yes, I remember Vic.
Yes, it's me, Vic. And what's not stopping is the likes on your Facebook page, including a thank you to Thalia Ganaba Sequina, Robert Gusarera, Paul Keane, Benjamin Levi Jr., and Jean Paul.
Thank you for your likes.
Thank you for liking us on the Facebook. Yes, you good robots.
Hopefully, don't take away their ratings for that terrible accent that you're doing.
Yes.
No.
Da, da,
What is that from Borat?
da. My wife. Nice.
I've never seen the second one, you know.
I didn't even like
Neither
the
did
first
I, but
one.
hey.
I just like when people quote Borat.
Stupid.
Very nice. Like our Facebook likes. Very nice. And you know what else is very nice? These books.
Yes, let's talk about these books. What are the ratings?
Well, a buy is a party time fruit liquor. A browse is a 0.1. A
Burn is a major
gentleman...
X. And I'm first with
Gentleman's...
Deadpool, number 7, because there's no such thing as a gentleman's decoy.
Continue.
We got some covers by Chris Boccello, which makes me kind of miss him somewhat.
His covers are nice.
I think he's doing that. Is he doing a non-stop Spider-Man with Joe Kelly? I think he has a Spider-Man book coming. Anyway,
Corwin, the only books I buy is Deadpool.
You should be reading some X-Men. Anyway, written by Kelly Thompson, with art by Gerardo Sandoval, inks by Victor Nava and Gerardo Sandoval, colors by Chris Sotomayor, and letters by VC's Joe Sabino. Alright, so the issue starts out with Wade and Elsa Bloodstone sharing a kiss before Deadpool's pulled into the mouth of some lava monster. Wade wakes up from his dream, and then he's all pissed off because he fell asleep with his foot on the dream monster. But as he's walking away, the monster's like, I'm not a dream monster, I'm a prophecy monster. And the other monster's like, whatever. So he meets up with Bloodstone, who's telling him that she needs his help with something, and he's like, okay, well, we'll wait for the, what are they called, the Royal Guard, I guess, to come back, because they need a teleporter. So in comes the Royal Guard, and Deadpool decides he's going to leave the wolf dude in charge while he's away. Jeff the Land Shark decides he's coming along too. Deadpool's like, no, and then Jeff bites his head. So Deadpool's like, yeah, we decided he's gonna come along. And is it me, has Jeff gotten bigger, or is it just the artist rendition?
I mean, he could have gotten bigger, but that could also just be he's growing up before our
Yeah, it
very
feels like he's
eyes.
growing, which is kind of sad. Anyway, so they end up in Greenland at a fire where Elsa's telling Deadpool what happened to her, that she's been infected by bone beasts and it's spreading, and she needs his help to stop it. So then, of course, he's like, "Well, tell me the whole story. What happens?" And she does an exposition of like 4 pages of flashback describing what's happening, which Deadpool snaps her out of because he, what does he say? She doesn't know. Great story. I didn't know you were one of those decompressed storytelling in comics fans. So there's a few.
He also says this book is called Deadpool, not Elsa Bloodstone. Wrap it up.
Yeah, so there's some funny meta commentary there, and the two of them find a portal where these uh, what are they called? Bloodbone demons. I keep messing the name up. Bloodbone.
Yeah.
So the
No, I think it's
bone
just
demons.
bone
So they start
demons.
falling out of this portal in the sky, and they look like the little imps from Max. They're just like little black blobs with nothing but teeth.
I was going to say, oh fuck, the Langoliers.
The Langoliers have more of the spinny stuff going on, but yes, that's kind of accurate too.
Yes, and anybody who gets that reference, you had an awesome childhood.
I've only known it from the TV show, never read the book.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I'm talking about.
So yes, so they go into the village and help defend the people by slaying these little glob thingies. They have like two sets of mouths. Mouth was inside of a mouth, but they're just all blackened teeth. So we get some splash pages with Sandoval doing his thing of Deadpool and Bloodstone killing these things, and Deadpool's like, well, are you sure that these things are just evil, or are they just trying to bring food back home to their babies or something? And then we see one of these things eating a dog, literally like ripping a dog apart. And Deadpool's like, "Oh, forget this. You guys gotta go, babies or no." So then Elsa starts suffering from her infection. Deadpool has to defend her, and he ends up killing all of them. And even Jeff ends up defending her by eating some as well. So then they decide they need to go into the portal. So they jump into the portal and go into these bone demons world where um, Deadpool and Elsa run into the Queen, who they're supposed to kill, but the Queen says that finally Elsa kept her word and brought her body to replace her as her a body to replace Elsa as her host. And Deadpool's kind of pissed because he realized that he's been betrayed. Oh,
No, I
oh,
like this.
definitely fun. Um, Sandoval's art could be sometimes I can like it, and other times I think it can be a bit much. But I think this one he kind of just balanced it pretty well. It wasn't too deformed or super. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, it wasn't like super deformed in some of them. Um, you know, he has that Joe Mad kind of feel, but not quite as good as Madureira, but still solid art.
No, I think the art for this is better than what we have been getting lately with the
Hmm.
books. So yeah, I like it. But no, this is definitely a part-time fruit liquor.
Agreed, agreed. So, do we feel romance brewing between Deadpool and Elsa?
Haven't we been feeling that since like what issue
He
4?
makes he makes a comment somewhere too that I'm really surprised she didn't follow up on. I think he said something about beautiful women or something like that, and like they just kind of leave it. And I'm like, wow. Like there's like 2 or 3 times in this issue where he lets these real good jokes just slide.
Also, I like when they do the, I guess, flashback and they kind of do like the old school comic art.
Yeah, with the the dots and everything.
Yeah. All right. Anything else you want to add, or should we just get to the next book?
If you don't got nothing, let's go.
All right. We have Deadpool issue 8, written by Kelly Thompson, pencils by Geraldo Sandalva, inks by Victor Nava and Geraldo Sandalva, and colors by Chris Sotomayor. So the issue starts up where we see Deadpool, Elsa, Jeff the Shark, and a bunch of the kids from the village, and they're all hanging upside down. Deadpool wonders why is it that villains always have their victims hanging upside down. Deadpool is able to find a knife that he has packed away in one of his pouches, able to cut himself out, cuts all the other kids out. Jeff is just adorable because he's stuck. My name is Jeff. So Deadpool gives the kids a bunch of swords and guns to fight their way out, which is just hilarious. Elsa and Deadpool decide first things first, they're going to get the kids out of there, and then they're going to go after the Bone Monster Queen, in which then Elsa collapses. Meanwhile, back on Monster Island / Staten Island, we have Werewolf by Night is the temporary king, and we just have this weird monster come up, and he's just bitching about his marriage. And Werewolf by Night, it's just like, sir, I need you to listen closely to me as I explain to you how there is no way that any king, real or temporary, can solve this problem for you. This problem between you and your mate, and talking to me about it for way, way too long is bad. I also need you to understand that I hate you.
I don't think this is Werewolf by Night either. I think he's just a werewolf.
No. Well, it's not the Werewolf by Night, but it is Werewolf by Night. If you remember from the trading cards. Remember that issue?
Really, I remember the issue. I don't remember his card, but keep going.
Yeah. It said Werewolf by Night. So then we get this vulture-looking monster, and he comes up with this cup, and so Werewolf is just like, oh, okay, cool, you gave me some blood wine, starts drinking it, and the monster's like, no, I'm fairly sure that is the Dio Monstery cult, in which the werewolf then spits it out.
No. You got it all mixed up. He was already had the cup before the dude got there, but he told me he saw something in the woods, and then he's like, okay, what did you see as he's drinking? Then he tells him, and he spits out his juice.
Oh, I thought that was the members were inside the juice.
No.
My bad. Well, I want to go with my version, because I think my version's better, that he was drinking some of the members.
The question is, do we know what the Dio Monstrati cult is?
No idea.
Go ahead.
Meanwhile, back in the Bone Beast dimension, Deadpool is just hacking away. Deadpool realizes that the Bloodstone, since his curse, is what's killing Elsa. So he basically takes a knife, pops it out. Deadpool then takes control of it, and now Deadpool has the power of the Bloodstone, and he basically goes after the Queen, and that's how the issue ends.
I kind of wanted the next issue like right then and there.
Yeah, no, can I just get to the letter pages real quick?
I didn't read the letter page on this issue. I read the first one, but go ahead.
There's one that's a little bit too long, but they're also the person basically asks why, Jeff isn't back with Gwen, and this is Deadpool's answer. As mentioned earlier, Iris, Gwen gets Jeff back when she shows that she is responsible comic book psychic, parent, and gets an ongoing that provides adequate plot armor for America's favorite good boy land shark. There was also another letter where the person's talking about Ellie, but the letters, blurs it out. It happens many times in the letter pages. They also talk about Ellie's mom, and it's blurred out.
I didn't realize that it keeps doing that. Which other issue did it do that? Oh, well, the first one, first page, huh?
In the first page of this, in the letter pages, yeah. Oh, I like this too. There was another one. P.S. Shall I inform the X-Men to fill in the blank? I'm not sure they're talking about Ellie there, but
Hold on. Where was that
anyway,
one? What page is that one on? Oh, right above
first
it.
page.
Okay.
Anyway, no, yeah, really, really like this issue. Now that you mentioned the Joe Mad thing when they're hanging upside down, I'm like, oh my god, yeah, that is totally Joe Mad.
I mean, they're in a similar vein. He's always been inspired by Mad. But I love where is it? There's a part here where where Deadpool's trying to get out of the goo. It says wriggle wriggle, extreme wriggling for the sound effect.
I see that now.
And then one of the jokes that I was thinking about earlier was when Deadpool cuts everybody free. She says, "About time, Wade. You couldn't have done me first." And he's like, "It's literally painful for me to let a setup like that slide by Elsa, but there are children present, so I'm gonna take the pain." Those are the kind of jokes I'm used to having from Deadpool, and I wish this book really kicked off more like this, where it's just definitely more entertaining.
So, I was thinking about this. Yeah, typical shower thoughts. Looking back, like in the future, when people look back at this run, I think it's not going to go down as likable.
Yeah, probably not. It took too long to find it. Well, considering it's only 8 issues in, 7 issues before it found its feet.
Well, you know, people have to also remember, you know, there was kind of like a fucking pandemic that, you know, basically postponed this book for like a whole half a fucking year.
So, I mean, the first trade helped it find its feet. And when you get to the second trade is when it really supposed to, you know, really starts taking off. So, yeah, I guess it is sad that it's going to probably end before she really gets into it.
Yeah, no, I was just saying, like, you know, some fucking reason we're still doing this podcast in 10 years. Actually, somebody set a reminder to tell Corwin in 10 years to bring this back, this discussion, just so we can laugh at it.
Episode 112.
Anyway, no, I just think looking back, like, this run is just, people are going to be like, oh, yeah, that was a thing. Like Palomati's run.
Who?
Jimmy Palomati?
Nah, I mean, Palomati's run was, like, wait, he only did that one story arc, didn't he?
That's what I mean.
Oh, okay.
I think it'll just be one of those, like, oh, yeah, this was the thing. Yeah, it was good, but not memorable whatsoever. Oh. And I think, you know, like, we're not bashing the writing or anything on it. It's just because of this fucking pandemic.
No, I don't.
It just makes this book so forgettable.
I'm going to disagree. I think somewhere around issue maybe 3 and 4, it wasn't that great. I wasn't enjoying the book as I should for a Deadpool book. So I'm going to say it took her a little bit to find her legs with the character. I mean, even.
Oh well, no. That Craven arc was just so bad.
And then you hated the X-Men one shot where he went to Krakoa, which I thought was okay. So I think she had to find her legs for a little bit, but.
Well, no, the Krakoa thing was just such filler. It was so pointless. Because at the end of the day, it was just like, Deadpool, you can't be here. Okay, and it was like, what was the point of this?
All right, but I mean, even that was issue 5 or 6? 5?
That was literally like the last issue we reviewed.
So I mean,
6. The Kaiju issue was awesome.
That was 4, I think. So so I mean, ups and downs, and like I said, she's finding her legs. So it sucks that she doesn't get like a good, 20 or 24 issues to really let her story breathe and tell the story she wants to tell.
Right, yeah. I'm like, Kelly Thompson is a great
West
writer.
Coast Avengers. Oof, love it. Anyway.
I also like Mr. and Mrs. X.
Oh, yes. Well, yes.
Well, Well, what's going to happen is in like 10 years, probably it'll be like, oh yeah, she won like 15 Eisners.
Maybe, but yeah, good stuff here. These 2 issues are really good. I really can't wait to see what happens next.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So party time, fruit liquor.
Oh,
All right.
definitely.
Legacy issue 323. So that means in 2 more issue we hit Deadpool 325.
Well, that would explain. I mean, I could see that being why it would be $4.99, but I feel like a 25th anniversary usually isn't that big of a deal.
A 325th.
Yeah, once you hit 100, then it's just every 50 is a big deal.
Got you. All right.
Okay, our Merc File, because for once we're actually doing something that's worthwhile. We're doing it on Elsa Bloodstone. She was created by, I just had it up, Dan Abbott and Michael Lopez. Her first appearance was in Bloodstone #1 in 2001. Did you get this?
I did not, but her father was the original Bloodstone, so I think he's an much older character.
But I'm just saying
No,
her first appearance, though. No, I was just curious if you even read the book. All right. Origin. Human who gains super strength and immortality from a magical stone. So going through this real quick. Basically, when going through the Bloodstone Matter, she got a Bloodstone choker, which she attached to her neck. She was then transported to Bosnia, in which was having a struggle between Dracula and Nosfertiti. Is that how you pronounce it?
It could be something. It could be a different character with a similar name.
No, definitely. No, it has a. It should be Nosferatu, but according to this is Nosferati.
Is it a species? I don't know. Keep going.
Anyway, then basically she takes her dad's hand.
Literally.
Literally. And that's her origin.
What?
Then she was, she was in Next Wave.
Remember that I love that book.
Oh no, I was saying her origin, like how she got powers.
Good.
And shit. But she was in Next Wave, the Braddock Academy. She was she was involved with the Thunderbolts. Monsters Unleashed. Nobody cares about that. But yeah. She was also a playable character in Ultimate Alliance 3.
Didn't know that.
Yep. Oh, I did beat that. And I did beat the Fantastic Four DLC.
More power to you.
I also beat the campaign for Avengers.
I heard that game was just terrible. Well, you want to tell me it's just terrible?
Yeah, okay. It's terrible. It's also on sale for $30 right now for Black Friday.
$29 too much. But you just reminded me of the Marvel Lego game that I never quite finished with Gianni.
Which one? There's 4 of them.
I don't remember.
There's Lego Marvel Superheroes, Lego Marvel Superheroes 2, Lego Marvel Avengers.
I think it's Superheroes 2.
Does it have the X-Men in it?
I don't remember.
Okay. Well, that's how you can tell the difference between the two.
I don't remember.
Okay.
Okay. Continue.
Yeah. No, that's about it for the Merc File.
Okay, so... Wow. Okay. Try to think what other books she was in after Thunderbolts, but I've always liked her as a character. She's always the brash one, always with the harsh cuss words and stuff like that. And she does have a younger brother as well, who was part of the I want to say not Avengers Academy, the other one,
Avengers
Arena.
Underground.
Yeah. And he showed up recently in Excalibur.
Yeah, those were
Yep.
good books.
All right.
Uh, yeah, that's about. Yep. Let's get into
All
Evangelion.
right. Neon Genesis Evangelion. Listener discretion is advised. Neon Genesis Evangelion depicts psychological themes such as religion, sex, suicide, and other adult themes. If you are sensitive to any of these topics, please stop listening now. We review each episode as is, following what happens in each episode. And I am up first with episode 13. I don't have the episode titles handy, but so each episode 13 starts out with Risuko and Maya, who are programming diagnostics on the Magi system. The Magi system is a computer triumvirate made of three different computers, supercomputers. There's Casper, Balthasar, and Malak. Was it Malachur? Um, Once they put the Magi system in diagnostic tests, they are starting to test the Ava autopilot system, as they have all three pilots in these test test Evangelions. They're basically torso and arms. They have no head or legs, um, but they're without their plug suits, so they're all naked in the different cockpits, trying to, and they're Ritsuko is trying to get readings and information data from uh, the dummy suits. Um, so we do learn that the Magic Core and mainframe are built by Ritsuko's mother, but she's the one who got it up and running. As they're doing this test, suddenly they detect something's wrong with protein wall 87 is deteriorating. It looks like rust, they say, but then the erosion happens to be spreading very quickly, and it's right above the test room. The infection starts to spread, and then they realize that Ray's imitation body starts moving on its own, so they eject all the kids to help save them from whatever this infection was that's spreading. Um, they try to use some lasers to try to kill this corrosion that's spreading, and they suddenly realize that it has an AT field that blocks the blast. Too loud. So then they realize that this is the 11th angel, Uriel, or Irel, Ireul. So then they have to try to stop this thing from spreading. They realize that it's acting like a computer virus that's hacking into their Magi system. It quickly takes over Malachor, and then it tries to take over Balthasar. Ritsuko is able to halt the spread of it by changing some coding in the system, but it gives them about 2 hours. During this time, they do realize that the angel is an evolving nanotech. Um, Masato wants to destroy the Magi system, but Risuko kind of talks her out of it. She wants to force the angel to evolve um, to the point where it dies, or it's forced to either kill itself or coexist with the Magi system. So they come up with this plan by letting it have access to the last remaining Magi, the Caspiar, and um, by lowering the defense and reverse. This stuff that was like didn't make any kind of sense to me. I had to listen to it like 3 times. But they want Caspiar to reverse hack itself and plant a self-destruct program within its programming. Um, so basically, it's going to come down to who's quicker at hacking Caspiar or the Angel. Um, with time running out, Ritsuko enters into Caspiar, where she literally goes into like the core of the system, and we see all kind of little sticky notes plastered all inside of it with like different backdoor codes to help. And at that point, Ritsuko, thanks her mother. So she's actually trying to get to the core of Caspiar, where we learn that the Magi is based on personality transplant operating system, where a person's personality is transplanted into an organic computer. Um, and then we learn that Ritsuko's mother's brain is actually part of the Caspiar system. Um, and Ritsuko is able to start the hack against the angel and actually forces the angel to kill itself rather than become part of the Magi system. Afterwards, we learned that the Magi system is based on three conflicting parts of Ritsuko's mother: the scientist in her, the mother in her, and the woman in her, and the three of them are always in conflict. We learned that Caspier is the program or um, the computer that is programmed with part of her mother that is a woman, and it kind of has this cool little saying where, as a woman, she held out until the very end, which is why they were able to stop the angel.
Are you done? Okay, so we had to just address something. My favorite part about a mech anime is when we see no mechs and they're fucking hacking.
So it's a nice break, something different, and you learn about the Magi system, which is going to be kind of important later on.
Uh, so in my notes, I have when they're talking to Ray and they're like, imagine moving your right arm. She just outright moves her right arm. Like, what the hell? Then I have name episode, raise a stick. Because within like 2 minutes, all they keep saying is, it's like, oh no, it's like if they find out this goes wrong, somebody's going to raise a stick. Oh, if Commander finds out
Not
this goes wrong, he's going to
not
raise
a
a stick.
a stink. Yes.
No, they say a stick.
I could have sworn they said stink, but okay.
I love the part where they're like, evacuate. People just throw papers up in the air. So now you know why that whenever people like abandon buildings and there's papers all over the place, people just immediately throw papers up in the air and run. God forbid they could just take like the extra second to put them down on the desk.
Well, you got to panic. You can't panic properly while putting papers down.
Then they're like, it's an angel. No shit. Regardless, it's always an angel. Like, why are you surprised?
Not always an angel. When
Also, why is Misato's lip shiny? Does she have an STD? This whole episode, she has like this one piece of white reflecting off her lip the whole episode.
maybe she felt like being extra glossy.
Or maybe she was sucking a lot of dick.
Anyway.
So we have episode. Well, this was a dislike.
I thought it was cool. You didn't like it?
No. Episode 14, entitled Weaving Story. So half the episode's a recap. Thanks for that. So when the episode actually does finally come back, the council meets up to go over the 11th Angel. They basically say, oh no, if you look at the report, there was no angel. And then they mention about the dead sea scrolls are connected to the project. Meanwhile, Ray contemplates her life and existence. Ray is testing in Unit 1. She's in sync to it. Meanwhile, Shinji takes a test with Eva 0, but he isn't as high as he is with Unit 1. Shinji gets flashes of Ray's life. Unit 0 freaks out over the link with Shinji. The freak out is just like the first time when Shinji was piloting Unit 1. They believe Ray was the target, and a resync is called for Unit 0. So as basically the reason why they think Ray is the target is because the Unit 0 was like banging on the glass exactly where Ray was standing. The Doctor, on the other hand, believes that Unit 0 was trying to attack her. Meanwhile, Shinji wakes up in the hospital. He hates ceilings. Thanks, Shinji. You did so much to accomplish in this episode. Shinji's dad and Grand Tarkin, that's what I'm calling that dude, goes over the events. Episode ends with Ray piloting Unit 0 down a tunnel with a spear. Other notes I have, was the animation not an option that they resulted to a power slide presentation to tell the story? And then I also is the link thing what inspired Pacific Rim?
Is the what?
Like linking up with the
Oh.
Ava unit, and then you get flashes the other person's life.
It's a possibility. There's some heavy, how can I say, hints at the beginning of this episode that I didn't realize come into play later on.
Wait, you have to clarify with the recap or when we come back from the recap.
It's the stuff when Ray's talking. No, it's the new stuff when they're sinking, and they.
Okay, so no, I'm just saying when you say in the beginning of the episode, you have to clarify when the episode actually takes place or during the whole fucking recap.
When the episode actually takes place.
So when it actually takes place. Okay, yeah. When I said she was contemplating about
and her
existence.
That's some pretty important stuff, and it is Ray's a stink, not a stick. It is stink. I went back and I checked with subtitles on.
We said it enough times, so this episode's title Raise a Stick. Then it's Raise a Stink.
Yes, it's a common phrase.
For the episode title? Or should we just call I Hate Ceilings?
Unfamiliar ceilings. It's really supposed to be unfamiliar ceilings. I don't know if that comes into play later on, but it's supposed to be unfamiliar.
Well, the way I heard is like, I hate this ceiling. Thanks, Shinji! You're so fucking helpful. Please, tell us more. My god, you are the most useless fucking human being on the face of the earth.
It's gonna get worse. I'm really beginning to wonder if you're gonna like this series by the time we get to the end of it, because...
I haven't liked this series once. When I saw a recap, first I'm like, motherfuckers, a recap. And then I'm watching it, and I'm like, oh, we cut out everything else and just have the Eva versus Angel fights. This is an amazing series. But then we also get a 15-minute scene where they're on a fucking escalator.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, we'll see. We'll see how the rest of it goes. I thought last episode was definitely a step up. I enjoyed it. You didn't. So. All right, you're 0 for... No, you liked like a couple episodes here or there. I should have kept track. You're probably like, what, 3 for 13?
Someone should keep track, because I think at this rate, the only episodes I have liked was this one and probably like, I don't know, when Pen was introduced.
All right.
All right, so next episode we will be doing Civil War issue. What is that? 1 through 7, and Cable and Deadpool. Do you have the exact issues?
Hold on. And since it's going to be a lot of issues, we may change how we review. We'll talk about it and figure it out. But it is 30 through 32.
So. Yeah. Do you know? Like because you usually have this mapping stuff. So how are we going to do this? Are we going to interplay where the Deadpool issues take place, or are we just going to do Civil War and then we'll just do Deadpool?
I can look at it and I'll let you know. It's been a while since I've read it, so I'll look at it and I'll let you know.
All right. Because I feel like we could probably knock out Civil War fairly quickly.
I mean, yeah, we can keep it quick.
But at the same exact time, I mean, we're probably going to do what we usually do and nitpick like one panel for like 15 minutes.
If that's what exposition is, that's what exposition is.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, we should mention that. Yeah, we're going to try to keep the episode shorter.
Yeah, we had some comments on the 3 hours we spent on High School of the Dead and what was the other thing? Deadpool. So.
Well, you know, we had to fucking address in High School of the Dead, you know, her saying fucking stupid constantly. Or just how fucking stupid half the characters were in that goddamn anime.
Yep.
Yeah, and then we'll probably just be doing Civil War. We'll see how we are. If we have time, maybe we'll do the year end. If not, we'll just save that for January when we get back.
Well, I mean, what we got like one Deadpool issue in December.
In December, and then we'll also have January's issues. So that's two. That would mean in when we recorded January would be 2 Deadpools, 2 Cable and Deadpools, and then 2 Avas.
Okay.
But then we had to also do Monty's predictions and then also year end. So that's why I was saying if we'll see how we are running on time during Civil War, if we have time to quickly do year end. Because year end's going to be really easy this year.
I mean, we've only had 10 issues of Deadpool?
Well, what I was going to do is, so obviously Kelly Thompson wins for Best Writer. Because that's all we had.
Are you sure?
Not unless we literally got a Gwenpool issue in January this year. The miniseries. Not unless Gwenpool Strikes Back actually went into January. I know that what was it called? Secret Agent Deadpool, we only reviewed this year because that's when it came out physically. Right. But it came out digitally first in 2019.
Okay.
So we included Deadpool, Secret Agent Deadpool in the 2019 year end. So we don't have to do any annuals. We don't have to do any miniseries. Writer's automatically Kelly Thompson. So pretty much all we have to do is just artists and colorists. I think we already said Death the Shark is the best character.
That is a damn shame.
Don't worry, I'll probably come up with other stuff to add. Like maybe we'll do best anime of the year or something.
Oh, that's gonna be hard. I'm gonna need a list for that.
You've only watched 2.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna need a list though for all the. No, I watched more than 2.
All I watched this year was Re:Zero and Dr. Stone and My Hero.
Tower of God.
Tower
of God. God of High School. I mean, there's been a few ones we've been reviewing here or there. I mean, TV's been really light this year due to COVID.
We can already agree that the whatchamacallit, we don't call it decoy anymore. Our major X of the year is just going to be COVID, right? I mean, that's the worst thing to happen to Deadpool this year.
Is it though? I mean, yeah, I guess so.
No. What else is there? The one issue where Chris Bachalo's art wasn't good.
How is he doing anyway?
No idea. You just told me he's doing a Spider-Man book.
Yeah, but I mean, he has medical stuff with his wife and stuff.
His wife passed away, I believe. Okay, enough of that. Of a bad note. You can listen to our podcast friends at Double Page Spread, Word Balloon, Why I Love Comics, Cast and Wax, and Sailor Business. You can follow me on Twitter at ZombieHighX23. You can follow Corwin on Twitter at EMPcast. You could always like us on Facebook. You can follow us on Twitter at MercWA Podcast, and you can always email us at hipsterdockin@gmail.com. One last thing, Corwin, did you watch that video I sent you on Twitter?
I don't know which one we're talking about, so I guess not. You sure you sent me a video?
The one, yeah, I sent you a YouTube video on Twitter. I said we should do this to your youngest.
Doesn't sound familiar, but maybe I'm just forgetting.
Oh, it's okay. I'll tell you real quick. Brian Posehn, former writer of Deadpool, he was doing a stand-up comedy routine, and he was like, "Yeah, so I'm at the point now with my kid where, I think his kid's 4, maybe." And he's like, "Yeah, so I'm at the point with my son, and I'm trying to think." Do I play him the original song first and then the Weird Al version, or should I just only play him Weird Al songs?
No, I didn't watch that then.
Yeah, and I was like, oh man, we should do this to Nikolai. And he's like, yeah, one day my son will be at a party and he'll hear Michael Jackson's Eat It. It'll be like, Eat It? It's more like, Michael Jackson's Beat It. And he's like, Beat It? More like Eat It. Man, this Michael Jackson guy owns Weird Al's and serious coin for stealing his song. But that's a whole punchline. I'm just thinking, oh yes, let's do that to your youngest son. Just playing nothing but Weird Al songs.
They know a few of them. They definitely know Eat It and Fat.
Fat instead of Fat.
Yeah.
Get Amish Paradise.
My older Johnny knows that. The older one, not the younger one.
Churn in lots of butter. Anyway, anything else you want to end on?
Did you ever watch Promised Neverland?
Yeah, I've been telling you to watch it.
I kind of figured. I couldn't remember.
Did you finally watch it?
Oh yeah.
Did you see that twist coming?
No.
Okay, major spoilers for everybody. Yeah, the twist that it's really demons run the world and the kids are being used as harvest for food.
That was. I mean, we finished it that like one night. We just couldn't stop watching. So I heard the manga's done. So at least we know this anime should hopefully finish in a season or two.
Yeah, and I think it goes. The anime will probably be 2 more seasons. So going up to season 3, there's also a movie, the live action movie.
I don't know how I feel about that, but okay.
What else about that? Oh yeah, so I'm real curious about the owl.
The owl?
Remember, if you find the book with a stamp from an owl,
the puzzle. Yes,
there's a hidden message which is supposed to be somebody who was in the orphanage trying to warn them. Now, do you think he's dead or not?
No, I think he's out there.
No, the
person who wrote it.
The kid with the white.
I don't know. That one is just so.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep spoiler free, so I'm just curious if you think we know he left, but I'm just saying, do you think he left and they're going to eat him, or do you think he's going to be in a program?
Well, that's the thing. We've only seen females in the program, so it's hard to say if they keep males around at all. But
well, no, we just know so far we just only know of mothers who run the orphanages. That's it. Yeah. I would assume that we know that the owl is supposed to be a man, because I think he refers to himself masculine. So I'm assuming that if there's any men with it, let me rephrase that. Men within the program, I'm assuming that they're probably just used as breeders.
Probably.
But yeah, that was such a good show.
It was very good. I was surprised.
All right. I'm not sure when this episode will go up.
Monday.
But I hope everyone had
after Thanksgiving.
Monday. Yeah. So I hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving and a safe Thanksgiving. I hope you weren't a fucking idiot and decided that I'm gonna go to a bar and then infect my family. And we probably won't be recording in time, but happy Hanukkah for everybody. That's on the 10th.
Happy Hanukkah.
Yeah, happy Hanukkah. And we'll be back sometime next month for Civil War. Good night, everyone! Chicken Hulk here with a new PSA. Looking at this. Oh, okay. What makes one year of wine better than another? There are 4 basic factors that help to determine the quality of wine: the grape variety, soil type, the grower, and the weather. The weather is the big variable in winemaking from year to year. The custom of marking the year a wine has grown on the label came about because areas where the summers are unpredictable and cool, the year of vintage can be critical to the overall quality. In growing areas where the summer climate is usually hot, there will not be much variation in the grapes from year to year, and the vintage year is not so important. The ratings for wine of different years refer to the quality expected when the wine will be at its peak, anywhere from 2 to 10 years after harvest. And now you know. Do, 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 do.